Nito, the first of the day. The Witch of Izalith and her daughter.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Meanpooh with another video on the 2016 MacBook Pro. Today's game is Dark Souls Remastered, which is an action role-playing game developed by From Software and published by Namco Bandai Games. Dark Souls is pretty much the spiritual successor to From Software's Demon Souls, which would make it the second installment in the Souls series. The core mechanic of the game is exploration. Players are encouraged by the game to proceed with caution, learn from the past mistakes, or find alternate areas to explore. Dark Souls takes place in a large and continuous open world environment connected through a central hub area. Players are able to travel to and from areas and explore various paths at will, although certain prerequisites have to be met in order to unlock certain areas. Bonfires are scattered throughout the world and serve as checkpoints for each level. When rested at, the player is healed to full. Healing charges are restored, but all of the enemies except for the bosses, mini bosses, and specific characters respawn as well. There are two forms the player character can be in during the game: human form and hollow form. Whenever the player dies in human form, they return to hollow and can only have their humanity restored by consuming an item called a humanity. Communication between players is deliberately limited. Besides character gestures, the only communication players have with one another comes by the way of orange soapstones. You'll see the writing all throughout the game, maybe trying to tell you to be aware. It might be a cliff, might be a jump, or it might be somebody trolling. Since this is the remastered version, here are some things that have changed from the original. The game will have a 4K resolution with a compatible TV monitor at 60 FPS on the PC, the Xbox One, and the PS4 Pro. The minimum number of players online has increased from 4 to 6. Password matchmaking is now available, similar to Dark Souls 3. Healing items will not be available during PvP, with the exception of Estus flasks, to prevent long and drawn-out battles. Players can no longer summon ally phantoms consecutively when in combat with enemy phantoms. A bonfire has been added next to Vomus the Blacksmith. The online network has changed from peer-to-peer to dedicated servers, and there are other ones that I have not read. The Radeon Pro 460 stayed in the neighborhood of 63 to 70C. The usage was all over the place. The numbers ranged between 0 and 100 and mostly stayed at the 100% for the majority of the time. The i7-6700 had temps between 67 and 89C, but mostly stayed in the upper 70s. The usage stayed very close with a range between 14 and 31%. There were no presets to choose from for graphic options other than anti-aliasing. I chose the max setting, which was FXAA High. FXAA is NVIDIA's answer to AMD's MLAA technology back in the day. For your information, FXAA stands for Fast Approximate Anti-Aliasing. It is an anti-aliasing algorithm created by a person named Timothy Lattice at NVIDIA. And this is coming from Wikipedia, and it's saying that the main advantage of this technique over conventional anti-aliasing is that it does not require large amounts of computing power. It achieves this by smoothing jagged edges, or jaggies, according to how they appear on the screen as pixels, rather than analyzing the 3D model itself as in conventional anti-aliasing. Since it is not based on the actual geometry, it will smooth not only the edges between the triangles, but also edges inside the alpha blended textures, or resulting from the pixel shader effects, which are immune to the effects of multi-sample anti-aliasing, other known as MSAA. The downsides are that textures may not appear as sharp if they are included in the edge detection, and it must be applied before rendering the HUD elements of a game, lest it affects them too. I could barely tell whether AA was on or off with the Radeon, so I scoped out a sample photo on the internet. The sample photo is the best I could find to show you the differences. And this was taken from anantech.com. I tried undervolting the CPU on the MacBook Pro, but was unsuccessful as many others. It seems to be locked or something, so modification is a no-go for now. Dark Souls Remastered seems to run okay on the MacBook Pro in BootCamp with a solid 60 FPS at 1920 by 1080. As much as I love Dark Souls, I think they should have added to the visual of the graphics. It seems sharper and all, but it's starting to look a tad bit dated. Maybe there's a mod out there or something that can make it look even better. I don't know. I hope somebody can make it. If you have a game that you would like me to try, leave it in the comments section, and if this video helped you in some kind of way, share it so others can benefit as well. This is Meanpooh, and everyone, thanks for watching.
Lordran. What do we have here?
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted.